Hey BoLS fans, AdamHarry here with another Tabletop Ready Tips for the Rest of Us, where I take you through some tips to get your stuff tabletop ready. On today's episode, I'm going to be doing some Shaltari stuff from this Dropzone Commander starter box for the new Shaltari stuff. These are the resin minis. As you can see here, I've already got them primed white. Today I'm going to be painting these guys in what I like to call a ghost scheme. It's a scheme that is back from an old, it's actually from the Lord of the Rings minis game, the ghosts that Aragorn gets summoned, the dead men. And I've always really liked that color scheme, that dark kind of green otherworldly look, and I thought it would be really cool to do for the Shaltari. And on top of that, it's actually in the new book that they have coming out, or I think it might be out by now, but I saw the color scheme in the magazine or in the book and I was like, oh sweet, and it just kind of all clicked for me. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. If you don't want to know what I'm talking about, just Google it. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be taking a green wash and kind of putting it over the top of this. So you start with the white primer, and then I'm using some Thraka green from GW, and I'm just going to ink all this stuff green. Step after that, just going to take some white paint. Right here I have some White Scar white paint from Citadel, and I'm just going to dry brush it. And then for the gems, I'm going to use a kind of a darker, I'm going to use a dark gray and then bring it up with a slightly lighter gray. Those are the steps involved. So yeah, let me go ahead and ink these with the Thraka green. And I'm not going to show you guys on camera because it's just washing. It's kind of boring to watch, but I'm going to go ahead and knock that out, and then I'll show you what they look like once they dry. Alright BoLS fans, as you can see here, it's the Army of the Dead. I just thought of it while I was dry brushing. But yeah, it's what they look like. They have that kind of green, the green glow with the white coming through. So this is what they look like. I've just finished inking the last one here, or washing it, whatever, green wash, green ink, whatever. You get the same effect pretty much. Just thin coats. What I'm going to do, let this dry, and then I'll dry brush it white just to make it pop, just some of the edges. Again, these models are such high detail that dry brushing and inking really does bring out a lot of that detail. So it's great because you don't have to do a lot of work to make these look good. But this is what it looks like right now. I'm probably going to have to wait longer than it took me to dry brush to ink these to get to dry brush. So I'm going to let this paint set for like 20 minutes, come back here, and then I'll dry brush it. Alright BoLS fans, we're back after the paint dried, and I went ahead and dry brushed them white. In these panels here, I actually dry brushed those. I wasn't quite happy with how white they got. I got a little bit sloppy with the dry brushing. So I went back and inked them, and that's the beauty of dry brushing is if you feel like it's gotten too, dry brushing and then using a wash, if you feel like it's gotten a little bit too bright, you can just reapply the wash, and then if you want to leave it or dry brush it, you can do that. So as you can see there, that's what they look like now. So that's all said and done. What I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to take two different grays. I've got darker gray, which is this old school Koenig standard gray right here as the base. I don't know if that's new or old, but whatever. It's the darker gray. And then for the layer highlight on that, it's going to be this lighter gray. So I'm going to use this on the different gems, the cockpit areas, to just kind of differentiate those. So that's what I'm going to do. Next step is just paint the cockpits and turrets gray. Pretty simple. Back again, just finished up everything. So as you can see, I've got the cockpits and the gems painted that gray. I'm thinking I might do a quick dry brush just to make them pop a little bit more on some of the gems. They have some square edges, so that a white dry brush would actually make that pop a little bit more. I'll probably leave the cockpits alone. I did actually do both colors. It's a really subtle difference, maybe a little bit hard to see on the camera, but that's pretty much it for this tutorial. Again, this is the Army of the Dead, the ghost color scheme that I've applied to the Shaltari. I hope you've enjoyed this Tabletop Ready. This is AdamHarry from BoLS signing off. Have a good one.